This is my first rainbow vacuum. I've never owned one of these before. And I got a great deal on it at a flea market, and it was pretty dirty. And I just took it apart and washed everything and got it working to the best of my abilities. The Powerhead needed a belt, it was shot. As you can see, it did a great job. It works well, and because it's got a full set of attachments, a good dusting brush, a good upholstery tool, crevice tool, and a good bare floor brush for the power level of this machine, it's a nice hard floor tool. You can clean everything with it, and the Powerhead does a good job. So these are a lot more setup and tear down than a regular vacuum because you have to fill it up with water, then flush it or take water outside afterwards. Wash that, rinse that bin out at the very least, wipe down, clean, make sure the separator is cleaned off underneath the canister itself, and then let everything air dry before you put it back together. So it also takes up a lot of space. But so far, it cleans well, it's versatile, and it's like if you'll put in the work, this is a great one to have around to do like a good, thorough, deep clean of your home, maybe, once a month or so. Along with having something a little bit lighter that you can just zip around. So yeah, I think it's pretty neat. This is the first one I've ever owned, and I never really gave them too much consideration, but I got a really good deal on this one. It was $25, and it needed about $10 in additional parts, so not bad. Anyways, I like it. Something unique to rainbows. This is the water bin. And this is what collects the dirt, and you have to fill it up before each use to the level that it's indicated in the center of the cup. And then when you're done cleaning, you have to dump it out, rinse it out, dry it out, and then you can put the vacuum back together. You have to let it dry completely before you put it back together. This is the separator. This is above the water bin. This spins at the same speed as the motor, and it keeps dirt from getting into the motor. And it actually works surprisingly well. It's not bad. I want to get a model with a HEPA filter, but this one actually seems to work pretty well. This is the Powerhead with the brush roll. The brush roll has like a plastic bar across the back of each strip of brushes, and it creates like a beater bar effect. It really vibrates and cleans really well. It also uses a trigger, the Powerhead does, and I like it. Maybe it's because I'm used to the Dyson, but I can just, you have just quick control of it. Vacuum is a lot of setup and tear down to use all of its features, because for bare floors, they really recommend you use this additional hose, which is also for wet pickup. And then that's the very good bare floor brush, the two wands, but that's a lot to put together if you're going to actually attempt to not give this thing a huge footprint in your home. Along with that, here's the 4 quality attachments. That's where they store on the machine. There's a picture of them stored. It's nice that they're all available and ready. Very versatile machine. And lastly, the fairly long cord neatly stores in the back. I do worry about these plastic cord clips hitting stuff. So far hasn't been an issue because the casters are so wide. I think that helps. But it hasn't been a problem. The cord's fairly long. I welcome a cord winder with canisters, not the end of the world. Otherwise, I like everything that it can do. It's a really versatile vacuum. Setting up the rainbow is easy but unique. You have to fill up the bin first, and of course my faucet did not line up with the entrance of the bin, so it splashed water everywhere as it was filling up. Here's the bin full, and it's hard to tell that there's water in there, but it is full. I had to wipe it down because it was wet on the outside. There's the rainbow all set up and ready to go. And then when you attach the electric hose, you have to also plug in this pigtail cord. So there's a lot of little setup involved. there's the water, all kinds of gross spices and dirt and things, and yeah. So what I would do now is I will dump this down my toilet, because hopefully, because if there's any hair or anything, I don't want that. I don't want to put that down a drain, or I would take it outside. Anyways, and then rinse it out, let it dry completely, then put it back on the caddy, and then put it back on the rainbow. And then there's two clips on either side that lock it into place. And the setup seems to work well. It seems like it did a good job here. I didn't empty it. I hooked up the extra hose, wands, and bare floor brush, and now I'm going to do hard floors. Here's the final result. The water's disgusting. I put it through its paces, but through general cleaning, the separation system seems to work great. The top of the bin has a whole bunch of fine grit and spices at the top, but I think that's normal. But the important thing is that the separator stayed clean. There's some red spices around it, but that remained clean, which means that you're going to maintain suction. So it worked great. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.